Democrats and the media are now unloading all their nasty attacks on rising Trump White House star and new press secretary, Karoline Leavitt.
I think she's probably been put in there because, according to Donald Trump, she's a 10.
The daytime TV world has just been rocked by one of its most shocking controversies yet. And this one is a real headline grabber. Joy Behar, the veteran co-host of *The View*, has officially stepped away from the show after a whirlwind of backlash, lawsuits, and social media uproar. But what could possibly drive out one of the most outspoken and enduring faces of daytime television? Get ready, because this story is full of drama, irony, and a whole lot of finger-pointing. Let's break down the explosive details behind Joy Behar's exit and why it has the gossip world buzzing.
Speaking of Donald Trump, I was stunned and amazed by his new White House spokeswoman today. She's actually the youngest ever in that job.
Here's where it all began. During a recent episode of *The View*, known for its heated debates and fiery exchanges, Joy Behar made a comment that left viewers stunned. While discussing Karoline Leavitt, the newly appointed White House press secretary under Donald Trump's administration, Behar suggested that Leavitt only secured her position because of her looks. Yep, you heard that correctly.
Karoline Leavitt, she's just 27 years old. But boy, was she giving it to the Trump haters in her first White House briefing.
Ouch, that wasn't just a low blow, it was a full-on dive into the deep end of controversy. Keep in mind that Leavitt, at just 27, is the youngest person ever to hold the role of White House press secretary despite her age. She boasts an impressive resume, having served as a former communications director for high-profile Republican campaigns and worked in Trump's first administration. Yet, instead of focusing on her qualifications, Behar reduced her to nothing more than her appearance. This comment didn't just ruffle a few feathers, it set off a full-blown firestorm. The backlash was swift and intense. Audience members audibly gasped, and even some of Behar's co-hosts seemed visibly uncomfortable. Alyssa Farah Griffin, a former Trump administration staffer, quickly fired back, emphasizing that it wasn't Leavitt's first job, just her first press briefing. But if you thought the live reaction was tense, just wait until you saw what went down online. Social media erupted with criticism from all corners of the political spectrum. Fans and critics alike slammed Behar for her hypocrisy, especially considering her long-standing advocacy for feminism and women's empowerment. One user pointed out, "If a Republican said anything remotely like that, they'd be crucified," another remarked. Joy Behar just proved once again that *The View* only supports women who think like them.
Because she said something yesterday that really pissed me off. And that was, she said, there will be no wokeness here.
Oh, yeah.
Let me explain something to you.
And it didn't end there. Karoline Leavitt herself wasn't about to let this slide. Instead of issuing a brief statement, Leavitt went straight for the jugular, filing a lawsuit against Behar for defamation and character assassination. According to the legal complaint, Behar's comments weren't just false, they were malicious, intentionally aimed at discrediting Leavitt in the public eye. This lawsuit wasn't just a bombshell, it was a direct blow to both Behar and ABC, the network behind *The View*.
Without that wokeness, you might not have that job.
Yeah.
Because women were not invited.
Behind the
to
scenes,
that table.
chaos was reportedly unfolding at ABC. Executives were scrambling to figure out how to handle the situation. Should they issue a public apology, suspend Behar, or take the nuclear option and sever ties with her completely? Staff members at *The View* were reportedly divided, with some rushing to Behar's defense while others quietly acknowledged that things had spiraled out of control. It's important to note that Behar has been at the center of controversies before, but this time the stakes were much higher. The lawsuit, combined with the overwhelming public backlash, put ABC in an incredibly tough position.
Isn't it rich that The View is saying she got the job based on looks when DEI is all about based on looks?
Adding fuel to the fire, reports began to surface that ABC executives had been holding emergency meetings behind the scenes for days leading up to Behar's departure. Sources within the network claimed that executives were in panic mode, with some fearing the lawsuit could escalate into a much larger reputational crisis for the network. While ABC has faced criticism in the past for *The View*'s often polarizing content, this particular scandal was seen as especially damaging due to its legal implications. One insider described the atmosphere at the network as tense and chaotic, with executives walking on eggshells, trying to balance their internal loyalty to Behar and the mounting external pressure to take action.
No, it's not. So first of all, and I have had my objections to the job that Karine Jean-Pierre did, but she worked in politics for 21 years, 5 presidential campaigns, and worked in 2 administrations.
The attention wasn't just on the executive staffers at *The View*, were reportedly divided into 2 camps. Some were fiercely loyal to Behar, arguing that while her comment was inappropriate, it didn't warrant such severe backlash. Others, however, believed her remark about Leavitt crossed a line and was indefensible, especially coming from someone who claims to support women's achievements. One anonymous staffer allegedly told an outlet, "This isn't the first time Joy has put us in hot water, but this time it feels like there's no way to recover." The divide among staff members reportedly created a toxic work environment with whispers about whether other co-hosts might also face fallout from the scandal. Adding to the complexity was the looming question of ABC's potential liability in the lawsuit. Legal experts weighed in across news outlets, debating whether Behar's comments could be classified as defamation. Some argued that Leavitt's lawsuit had solid ground, especially considering the specific and personal nature of Behar's remarks. Others suggested that Leavitt might struggle to prove malice, which is a key component in defamation cases involving public figures. Regardless, the legal battle ahead is expected to be messy, with ABC potentially caught in the crossfire. One expert noted that even if the network tries to distance itself from Behar, the fact that they allowed the comment to air could make them partially responsible in the eyes of a jury.
Karoline Leavitt is the press secretary at the White House, doing a great job. Such a great job that the ladies of The View feel the green monster coming upon them.
Meanwhile, Leavitt hasn't shied away from the public spotlight since the controversy erupted. In an exclusive interview with a conservative media outlet, she doubled down on her criticism of Behar, calling the comment not only sexist but deeply unprofessional. Leavitt also took the opportunity to emphasize her qualifications, listing her accomplishments and credentials as evidence that her appointment as press secretary was earned, not given to her based on her looks. This only further energized her supporters, many of whom praised her poise and her decision to stand up for herself in the face of what they saw as a baseless attack. Then came the announcement that no one saw coming. ABC officially confirmed that Joy Behar was leaving *The View*. The timing, just days after Leavitt filed her lawsuit, led many to speculate that Behar's departure wasn't entirely voluntary, while the network's statement was vague, saying Behar had decided to step away and wishing her the best. Insiders claimed that ABC executives had essentially pushed her out to protect the future of the show. Let's face it, *The View* has weathered controversies before, but this scandal might have been too much to handle. Public reaction to Behar's exit has been mixed, to say the least. Some are celebrating her departure, claiming it's about time she faced consequences for her controversial remarks. One fan commented, "Maybe they need to cancel ABC Network. That would fix all of the problems." Another wrote, "I can't understand why that particular show is still on the air, or was ever aired to start with, for that matter." On the other hand, some longtime viewers are mourning the loss of one of the show's most outspoken voices. They argue that Behar's departure is a result of political pressure, and that ABC caved to outside influences. Meanwhile, conservative commentators are treating this as a major victory, viewing it as a rare instance of accountability in what they perceive as a biased media environment.
They really don't like this woman. She's a good communicator. And so Joy Behar just offered her analysis on why Leavitt was picked for the role.
And let's not overlook the irony in all of this. Joy Behar has spent years positioning herself as a champion of women's rights and empowerment, often criticizing others for making dismissive comments about women, yet in a single moment, she managed to undermine everything she claimed to stand for. This hypocrisy hasn't gone unnoticed, with many pointing out that her remark about Leavitt was exactly the kind of thing she's spent her career railing against. So, what does this mean for *The View*? For starters, the show now finds itself at a crossroads. Behar was one of its defining voices, and her absence leaves a significant void. ABC will now have to carefully consider who, if anyone, will replace her. Will they opt for another outspoken liberal voice, or will they try to balance the panel with a more conservative perspective? Either way, it's clear that *The View* faces an uphill battle to regain public trust and credibility.
Dang, Rowan, I couldn't do that at 27. No nonsense, straight to the point, courage, detail.
As for Joy Behar, her future remains up in the air. Will she fight back against the lawsuit and try to clear her name? Or will she quietly step away from the spotlight, leaving behind a legacy as one of the most polarizing figures in daytime television, and what about Karoline Leavitt? Her decision to sue Behar has certainly raised her profile, but it has also placed her squarely in the middle of a media circus. Will this legal battle help her cause, or could it end up backfiring? Only time will tell.
But even factoring in that she's a nice-looking lady, I love that the Liv's attacks on conservatives right now are that we're hot and cool.
One thing's for sure, this drama is far from over. The fallout from Behar's exit and the ongoing lawsuit will likely dominate headlines for weeks, if not months. With public trust in mainstream media already at an all-time low, this controversy could be the tipping point for The View. Will the show be able to bounce back? Or is this the beginning of the end for one of television's most iconic talk shows? What do you think? Did ABC make the right call by letting Joy Behar go? Or was she unfairly pushed out? And can The View survive without one of its most infamous hosts? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. For all the latest updates on this explosive scandal, the story is just getting started. So stay tuned for more twists, turns, and jaw-dropping revelations. See you next time.